Hey, this is Pranav here, and I'm back with another big idea case study. Every week, I take the big idea of a thought leader, an expert, a coach, or a founder, and I try to break it down so that you and I we can learn from it, so that we don't have to keep on competing on LinkedIn with aggressive hooks, so that we don't have to really keep on dancing on TikTok, and we really don't need to publish 20 Insta stories every day just so that we can stand out and really matter to our audience. So I do want to talk about pattern match versus pattern break. And for this particular topic, I've taken the example of Marie Kondo and her big idea, which is choose what sparks joy. So Marie Kondo has a compelling big idea. She is actually the tidying expert, which means that she's expert at tidying. That this is actually what she helps other individuals do, which is tidy their home, clean their home. But she has like a very different perspective to it. And this unique perspective has actually helped her build an incredible business, and she has actually impacted the culture in a meaningful way. So she's also the star of the show Tidying Up with Marie Kondo. She is the best-selling author of multiple books that you can see on the screen. And what is her big idea? It is choosing what gives you joy. The short version of the story is that when Marie was interested in learning about tidying, and when she consumed all different books and resources, she realized that a common philosophy that most people were talking about is that, okay, when you're cleaning, you take a look at an object, and if you don't need the object, you discard it altogether, and that's how you clean. But Marie felt there is something off about this approach, and she asked herself if there could be a better way, which is when she bumped into or stumbled upon her big idea, which is instead of looking at what you don't want, can you reframe that and just look at things or objects that you do want, that are still sparking joy, and can you be grateful for them, and can you just retain the objects that give you joy, not job, that's a typo, only keep the things that give you joy. So why is this resonating, right? If you just look at it from a very superficial angle and you merely compare the old game and the new game, you realize that, okay, like what is so meaningful about this? Why is this creating so much of impact? Why is everyone resonating with this idea? Well, the reason is that she has completely reframed a mundane activity. So tidying, which is what we are all do every day almost, and she has reframed that into something completely different. She has transformed that into something spiritual, something joyful. So she has reframed the experience all together, right? Because now tidying is no longer about just doing a chore. It's like a mirror that helps you look into your spiritual world. It's an experience that gives you joy. It also gives you nostalgia. It gives you a lot of other things. So this one thing that we are just looking at as a chore, something that we just get wanted to get out of the way, and go to the other thing that we actually wanted to do. She's saying that no. This one thing that you really want to get out of the way, it's actually a lot meaningful. It's something that can open up different realms for you. It is a spiritual experience. Do you want to explore it? That is how she really talks about, or that is how she has really reframed that experience altogether. But here is the thing, right? Oh, and this is like really the core of the video, what I really want to talk about. She didn't ask us to do a new activity. She did not really talk about going to the sauna or doing cold plunges or doing some yoga poses. No. She asked us to just reframe what we are already doing, which is that nothing crazy, which is that she merely took an activity we are already doing and reframed it, which is tidying. So what does that mean for soloists? Like how do we process the fact that Marie has not really asked us to do something crazy? She has taken something mundane and still built a transformation around it, or built a big business around it, and has actually built an audience around it. Well, it's about pattern match and pattern break. So pattern match is basically the activity or the concept that is already in place. This is not what we are not doing. This is just acknowledging what is already in place and what we're already doing. But pattern break is like just introducing a new angle or a new experience or a new perspective on the activity or the concept that is already in place. So when you combine pattern break and pattern match, that is where real magic happens. That is where real transformation happens, because that triggers a light bulb for the audience. So let's take the example of Jonathan Stark, right? So his point of view, like I've always said, is one of the more compelling ones that I have come across, which is value based pricing. All right. So he attacks the old game of hourly billing and proposes a new game that, okay, don't charge by the hour, charge by the value that you are creating for the client. So what is the pattern match here is pricing, because obviously all consultants are already pricing, they're already sending invoices to their client, they're all selling our services at a particular cost. So that is not really breaking, that is pattern match. But he is just changing our perspective at looking at pricing. He's saying, no, 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 no. Look at it not by the time that you are spending on a particular task, but look at it through the angle of the value that you're creating. Oh, that's the transformation. Pricing is something that is matching, and pattern break is what? Price by value, not hour. Or if I take the example of my client Vikram Shetty, what is his pattern match? Vikram's audience is selling DEI consulting services. That is really not changing. But how are they selling it is something that is broken. So the Vikram suggests a pattern break that no, 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 promise ROI, not feel good DEI, right? So he's saying don't just promise feel good DEI, something that they do as a tick mark activity, but instead promise ROI. That is the pattern break. So he's not changing the pattern match. He's not really changing the selling DEI consulting services as a concept that is already there. He's just putting a new spin to that idea. So pattern match and pattern break is what we need to do for our message. Thank you.